looking for someone that is open to learning new things regularly and then practicing them.
So they're going to learn a lot of physical things. They're going to learn about their own physical limits. It's a very physical job.
We do concentrate on our people. We try to push them to be the best they can be, make them better leaders, make them better firefighters, make them better citizens, better people in the community.
Welcome to Spring Fire's first podcast. I'm really excited about doing this because it's an opportunity to take our community inside what we do at Spring Fire every single day. My name's Tracy Evans. I'm the Public Information Officer, among other things. And one of the things that I love to do is talk to our firefighters. I love to get to know what they do, why they do it, what drives them, and the passion that everybody has for public service at Spring Fire. And it's because of where Spring Fire started. The way I see it is that heart for public service, that volunteerism that started way back in 1953, still has so much to give to the community of Spring every single day. And that's why this first episode is focusing on volunteerism. And I wanted to have our District Chief of Volunteers, Joel Crenshaw, here with us today, and Mark Corbet. Mark is a longtime first responder, longtime volunteer, and he's such an asset to the department in what he does every day to train our volunteers and to teach them how to be the best firefighter that they can be. So welcome. I'm so happy to have you both here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So at this table, we have about half a century or so of first responder experience, and a big chunk of that at Spring Fire. I wanted to start my first question with you, Chief Crenshaw, because you have been a part of this department for 30 years, and you're not old enough to have been a firefighter for that long. When I look at your face, I don't see somebody who is old enough, but it's because you started when many people were still learning math and science in high school, and so were you?
Yes. Yeah. I often wondered if I would have learned those better, where I would be today. But yes, I'm very fortunate to be here with Spring. I started when I was 17, so you can do the math. Yeah, 30 years goes by pretty quick. You start out as the youngest person in the department, and you turn into the old guy overnight. So it's been a journey. When I started in the fire department, we had 5 stations, and each station was allowed to have 25 people, and none of the stations were maxed out. We only had 4 drivers per station plus a captain, and or 2 captains, excuse me. So there wasn't a lot of people, and we would come when we had time. The runs during the day, we would potentially have to dispatch multiple stations in order to meet the smallest kind of run, because we were short of people most of the time. A lot of times at Station 71 in Old Town Spring, that's where I was stationed at, we would have 2 or 3 drivers, and it was usually a retired person and a real young person that were on the truck. And that's who made the majority of the runs, because we were around during the daytime.
And you were in school. And
I was in school, yes. Yeah. Occasionally, they would allow us to leave school in order to make a run. So if it was a working fire or a larger event, we could leave school. But we had to maintain good grades. We still had to maintain over a C average, which I was able to do that. I did pretty well in high school. I was very fortunate. So we were able to leave the campus and come back as long as we didn't, make a big disturbance or anything like that. So high school, times are different now. I can't imagine them ever allowing anyone to get up and leave in the middle of class unless it was an emergency at the campus. So
but this had a big impact on you because you made this your career.
It did, yes. So when I finished high school, I had tried to get on with a career department, and it took me 2 or 3 tries, but I finally did. And I started with the Houston Fire Department in 2001, and I've been with them still ever since. I've been there for 23 years. So I would have known about the fire service or the feeling that it gives you without having started as a volunteer. One day after school, my friend and I, we went over and just signed up because he wanted to do it. He had family in the fire department. I had an uncle in the fire department, so we wound up, hey, let's go give it a shot. And we didn't have anything else to do after school, so it was a good hobby to start. And it only took one fire to really get that feeling of, doing the right thing for people all the time. It feels good, and this has allowed me to learn that opportunity, or has given me the opportunity to learn what that feeling is, and I'm very fortunate to still carry that. It still feels good to go and help your neighbors, and it still feels good to help someone that they have no way of repaying you, or you don't know them from anybody else. So it's a good place to start.
And Mark, you came about this a completely different way. You came about this from being a math professor.
Yeah, it's a long story, but the short of it is don't miss meetings. I missed a faculty meeting in my first year of teaching in a college. And when I came back, I found out I was now the advisor for the emergency rescue team on the college campus. It was a small place, a rural college, and I just caught the bug almost right away. It was really fantastic. The feeling Chief was talking about of just being able to go out and make somebody's day just a little better because you're able to just touch them a little bit. And you didn't know these people, you never met them afterwards either. And I just caught the bug, and I ended up doing a career of it for a short period. I ended up in an urban setting, urban Montreal, as a medic rescue, and I did that for a number of years and came back to education and did some other things worldwide and internationally. But yeah, it's that feeling. And when I came and moved to Spring just a little while ago, I had the opportunity to do it again and take it up again with Spring. And I've really been happy about that decision.
You brought a lot of experience, not just from the professor side of it, but taking that teaching ability that you've honed all these years to help our recruits learn some pretty difficult skills at times that they don't think they're able to do. I can speak from that from experience, having gone through the academy with you and with Chief Crenshaw. You really are a very patient teacher, and that's necessary a lot of the time.
Yeah, I've taught college level as well as I've run schools. I've been head of a number of schools internationally, and I've worked with a lot of skills, Montessori schools particularly, and I really bring that with me. I really love teaching, and teaching fire skills is really, really a challenge, but it's really fun and it's really rewarding.
So right now we have an open application process for people to join as volunteer recruits. Tell us about the type of person that can be a great recruit for Spring Fire.
We're looking for someone that is open to learning new things regularly and then practicing them. They have to put a lot of time into this. It's not something that they can do, one day a week or 2 days a week, even though that's how long our class is, 1 or 2 days a week. They have to take this home and practice it on their own. They need to be someone that is able to read and comprehend. There's a lot of reading. There's a lot of testing. The one thing that this Recruit Academy will help you to know is that this is just the beginning, and you will continually take tests throughout your career, throughout your volunteer career. We're constantly pushing people to get further certifications in order to make them a better responder and be able to help in more situations.
And we've had quite a few people become volunteers and then take that to the next level and make it their career.
Yes, well, Spring has hired over 30 of our former volunteers. So we are, I wouldn't say the farm league, but we're definitely how they're able to, it draws people in. And again, when they get, bitten by that bug, it helps them to, it allows them to build into that, the next step. We push them to the next level, and the department's always looking for the best people. And when they come to apply as a full-time person, they're a known quantity. They have they know how their department works, and they have all of this investment into them, which Mark and Mr. Powers, they invest a lot of time into these people, and it's great seeing them go from not knowing anything to becoming a career firefighter with us.
And Mark, as a volunteer, you're pretty rare, teaching in the academy and also being part of the rescue team. So you show by example what a volunteer can achieve.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. It's just, like I said, it's a way of touching the community and being part of the community in a very, very different way than just being an academic. And what we're looking for is those kinds of people who just have the heart to want to just be part of that community, part of our community that way. Firefighting is a brother sisterhood, and it's a big family. So you're joining this very large family, and there's a lot of reward to that. It's it's a lot of the volunteerism is giving, and firefighting is a great way of giving because you're almost instantly part of a team. Everybody's rooting for you. Everybody's trying to push you and train you, and you have that responsibility when you're a part of a company and you're doing something risky and dangerous. You all look out for each other, and that's a great feeling to know that somebody's there looking and have your back all the time.
People think that firefighting is what they see on Chicago Fire. They think it's Station 19. They think it's Backdraft. They think it's all these things they've seen inside Hollywood's idea of fire. But going through the academy is not at all like Hollywood's idea of firefighting.
No, no. I mean, firefighting, we call it all hazards mitigation, which means pretty well that police do their police thing, ambulance does their ambulance thing, and pretty well every other person who calls 911, it's going to be a fire call. So we assist medical, but we also do rescue, and we do all kinds of rescue, from water rescue to vehicle rescue to animal rescue, anything, electrical hazards, floods, hazardous materials, just about everything else. That's what we're doing. So it's really hard to train for all of that, and it's a big package. Not everybody does everything either. There's people who do some specialties in hazmat or rescue or whatever, but it's very important to know that, because you're just not fighting fires. Fighting fires is a big part of what we do, but it's not the thing that we do. We actually do more medical calls and more assists than we do fires, because we also do prevention. And our big goal is to prevent fires, not fight fires too. So we have that prevention arm of our service as well. So yeah, it's a really big apple, and you take a bite out of it, one bite at a time. And that's the training about it. You get to train with really many different things. Hoses, fires, rescue, medical, CPR, all of that. It's just really fascinating.
It's fun to get on top of the fire truck and use the big device that's on top of the fire truck to put out a fire. That there are lots of things as part of this that you'll find that are really fun, but there's also a lot that you have to get very competent at to be able to be a part of that crew, because that crew, aren't they counting on you to be as up in the skills as they are every time they step up to emergency?
Absolutely. So as Mark alluded to earlier, being a part of a family, everybody has their own job, or every position on the apparatus has a specific task that they're supposed to do. So one of the things that we train people to do is to know what every position is supposed to do, and it has to be automatic. So we have to train constantly. We train every day in order to make sure that that's not something that you're going to delay a rescue for because you can't remember to get something out of the truck. You have to know how to get all the equipment in the right place at the right time as quickly as possible, so you can make that effective rescue, or you can put the fire out quickly, or you can get the cat out of the tree. All the things that we do, whatever we are trying to do, we try to move with a purpose, is something we always say in the academy. We don't want anybody running just to move fast. We need them to know why they're moving fast and have that purpose. So affecting that rescue at the end of the incident, that's our purpose is to solve the problem. We try to be problem solvers, and we want to make things better than they were before we got there.
You want to take someone's worst day and hopefully make it their best day because something came out of it that was very, very good.
Yes, ma'am. Or at least give them a chance to have a better day on the next day. Right.
So when someone is signing up for the academy, I know that they come in with these ideas of Hollywood. They come in with these ideas of what firefighters do, and you have to tell them this is what you're actually going to learn. Give us an idea of some of the things that they will get to learn and get proficient on while they're in the academy.
They're going to learn about primarily about fire behavior, how fires grow, and how what we do to put them out. They're going to learn how to work with a lot of tools and a lot of gear. The protective gear that we wear is heavy. So they're going to learn a lot of physical things. They're going to learn about their own physical limits. It's a very physical job. It's a very hot job, especially in Texas. So there's that. It's a bit of a challenge. They're going to learn how to use all the tools, and they're also going to learn a lot of thoughtful things that they have to know about. Fire triangle is basic, but how to move about on an accident scene in a safe way, how to work in the water in a safe way, just how to work with a team. It's a lot of team effort, like Chief was talking about. So how to work in that team seamlessly, automatically, without endangering themselves needlessly.
It helps to build mental toughness, as Mark was saying. You get to learn your limits. You get to learn your crew's limits, and together, typically you can do more together than you can by yourself. So that everybody depends on you. You depend on them, and building that mental toughness, and it helps. We try to push people past their barriers in the academy, so they can learn. Is this something that I really want to do with the rest of my life, or maybe we've had a few that said, "No, this is nothing that I thought it was going to be," and they've chosen to go elsewhere. So when people are choosing to apply, they need to be thinking, what is my end goal with this? And we try to help point the people in the right direction. So even if they don't stay with our department, they've got the skills, and we've had a lot of other people that have been hired on as full-time firefighters elsewhere as well. So our academy builds a good foundation for the rest of their career.
And you are being trained up on the same skills that a full-time career firefighter is being trained on.
Absolutely. In our academy, like we said, it builds the foundation, and then when our volunteers begin to staff with their crews, they actually learn how what fire station life is and how to live with other people. That's not their family, not their blood family most of the time, and how to deal with different personalities. So it can help them in different aspects of life besides just being at the fire station. Help them with their job, to learn how to deal with difficult people. A lot of firefighters are very type A, so they will learn to deal with those people, as well as the public out in the streets, whether we're on public relation events or if we're on emergencies. Learn how to deal with different people, and once they begin making those emergency responses, it really hope to drive that home that everybody depends on you. So,
yeah, that is really key, because we have a sign up in the admin building, and it says, "The desire to serve, the courage to act, and the ability to perform." They come in to the volunteer recruit process with that desire to serve. They probably have a little bit of that courage to act, but you two, and I called him Teach, Brian Powers, who's been with the department for 40 years and is an amazing firefighter and an amazing teacher, because he really gets what people need to know. You guys help them understand what it takes to have that ability to act, and push them through the process, gently sometimes with tough love, but try to make sure that they understand that is very key to being able to be on that truck. That ability is what this academy is really all about.
all right. Well, in an era where volunteerism continues to shrink, there's fewer and fewer volunteers, but still in the country, in the nation, the majority of the nation's firefighters are volunteers, and we want them to have the same skills. We expect them to have the same skills. We train them to the same level, as close as can be. We push them for those certifications, and we want them to, when they get off the truck, they're wearing the same uniform as a career firefighter, and we don't, most of the time the public can't tell the difference, and that's what our goal is, to make them just part of the crew, and they will, the public can't tell the difference. And having those skills, again, it helps them later in life or wherever they're going to go.
When you're teaching someone how to ventilate a roof, Mark, do you get some strange looks once in a while that they're like, "Why are we doing this?" Even though you've explained it many, many times?
Yeah, with skills especially, it's fascinating to see how people move and react, and yeah, the reasoning behind it. Sometimes people don't really get the reason until they really do it for the first time. They see what the effect is of, like you said, ventilation, of getting the hot air out of a house, and you have to focus first of all on safety, especially the first time when you're doing skills and you're teaching them. A lot of people, when they're doing something physically the first time, they are aware of the repetition of the skill, but they're really kind of awkward about it. Or even if they're a little smooth, they're not aware of their surroundings. And that could be dangerous if you're up on a roof, 30 feet off the ground, sitting there with a running chainsaw in your hand with other people standing right beside you, and you have a real particular task that you want to complete, and you want to do it in an appropriate way that makes the house and the firefighters inside the house safer, and the people on the roof also safer. So, yeah, it can be a challenge, and you've got to reach out. You've got to make sure you have contact when you're doing that as a teacher, as an instructor. When somebody's using a saw, I always have contact with them the first time, especially, and you have to be aware yourself of being sure you're not going to get cut or anything like that. And there's the height, there's all of the other things that you're working with, and they're in gear, they're breathing air. So we train like we're going to play, and we're really serious about it. We're serious about safety and public safety, and we treat our volunteers just like they are regular firefighters. So that's our expectation. Very physical again, and very thoughtful. We want people to think, and it's just not something you can just jump into. There's a big commitment to it. Firefighting is one of the few jobs where people run towards danger. People run towards the problem with an eye to fix it. Most people kind of move away. If something big happens, they kind of move away, they run away. Firefighters run against the stream of the crowd, and that takes a different kind of viewpoint. You got to put yourself second a lot.
And to have that courage, you really have to have those skills.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to have courage without the skills, because it's not going to get you anywhere, right? You got to be able to be there the right way, the right time, with the right tool, and know how to use the tool.
And that knowledge, those skills, that muscle memory of being able to do the right thing at the right time, very important. People really want to understand what it takes. And then they're going, wait a minute, I would be doing this for free. I would be giving up my time with my family. Maybe they misunderstand how volunteerism works today, because it isn't exactly a freebie for the fire department for you to come and volunteer and be part of this. They do have benefits that they get for being a volunteer firefighter at Spring. Could you explain some of those, Chief Crenshaw?
Back in the day when I was younger, it was truly volunteer. Occasionally, we had to use our own money to put fuel in the trucks because our budget was so thin, and we were making runs, and we had to put fuel in it. But today, the department's very blessed. We have a large budget, and the department actually provides some benefits for the volunteers. So one of the benefits is that when you begin staffing, once you complete the Recruit Academy, you're required to staff 4 12-hour shifts a month as a minimum. You can staff as many as you want after that, but at a minimum of 4 a month. And at any station that you're able to staff at, and you receive a stipend, a small stipend. It's about $25 for that 12 hours. So, and then once you complete the cadet process, which begins after you complete the Recruit Academy, then that stipend goes up to $100 a shift. So you can a lot of people use it for fuel, or they'll use it for their Christmas money. They'll put it away. They'll use it to be their spending money. They're not really there for the money. They're there to help people. But we try to make it easier on their family by providing a little compensation for that, or a little stipend for that. And then once you begin your cadet status, we also enroll you into a retirement plan. Mark and I are on the board for that for testers, and that plan, the department pays into it as long as you maintain your status as a volunteer, and you're a volunteer in good standing, meaning that you staffed the appropriate number of times a month, the department will continue to pay into that account for the entire time that you're in the department. And after a 10-year period, you are halfway vested in that account. And after 15, you're fully vested. And so if a person were to start at as a young person like I did, and they stayed until they were 55, they would have a pension when they were able to by the time they were able to withdraw from that. And it's a fairly substantial pension, and it's something that they didn't have to physically put money into themselves. The department pays that the whole time. That they were giving of their time and they're serving the community. And again, it's not something that really draws in all the young people because they're not thinking they're ever going to get old. Because I never thought that. They'll always be young, right? So, but for those of us that have been in a long time, it's something that makes a bigger difference for us. So, some of the other benefits, I mean, we have accidental death and dismemberment. I'd have insurance on you, so you're protected if something were to happen to you while you are in the service of the community and for the department.
And they also get annual physicals.
They do annual physicals. It's it's a requirement for the department that you stay healthy, and we want to make sure that we monitor your health. Yes, we have the physicals. You're provided uniforms. All your uniforms are provided. All your equipment's provided. The training, we will send you to pretty much any training that you want to go to. Mark is a big beneficiary of that, and again, he's our first volunteer that's on the rescue team, and the department has sent him to a lot of training, and he of course is worth every bit of it. Our chief and our department has made the people, they are our primary resource, and we try to take care of the people as much as possible.
And taking care of the people also includes something that most people don't even think about. What if you want to get further college education? What if you want to get extra education in something that's going to make you a better emergency manager or leader in the fire service? We can help there too.
Yeah, the department will help. They'll reimburse you when you get your EMT. They'll reimburse you if you were to go to a fire academy and get your commission for the state, and as well as we have a program that will help reimburse you for college hours, a certain amount per college hour, and depending on what degree you're going for, that amount goes up.
It should benefit the service as a firefighter. Yes,
and it doesn't necessarily have to be a fire related topic. So I mean, you can get your business degree, and we'll help with the expenses for college. You can get any kind of degree that'll help with that.
Yeah, the training never ends.
Right. Always.
That's kind of the catchphrase. We always want to keep training and learning new things and learning about what we do, and it's very wide. Like Chief said, it could be business or leadership is a big component to that, and you take that as a volunteer, you take that to your regular job, and you make a difference in your regular job, and it makes you more. To be honest, it makes you more valuable to your regular employer. Some volunteers take the path. Volunteerism at Spring is a path to a full-time job and a career firefighting, but some of the volunteers have careers, and they're actually the firefighting is kind of a side to it. We have engineers, teachers. We have a pastor now. We have lots of different people who have different careers, and the volunteer has helped them move forward with those careers.
And what a great way to learn new skills, and not just holding hoses or ventilating roofs, but leadership. And for someone to want to be a part of this, they've got a great opportunity right now. They can go on our website and click on the volunteer button that it just pops down when you come on the website, and look at all of the information that comes with being a volunteer. And the application is just click a button and fill that out and give us the information. And then I understand we've already started having our orientation meetings in the month of April.
Yeah, we're going to have a number of orientation meetings in April. The application process is open. Basically, we require high school graduate, GED. What else do we require? We'll be doing a background check. We'll be doing help me out here. Oh, yes. Also a physical. We'll be asking you to get a medical evaluation, make sure you could do the job physically. It's not a huge thing. It's just, making sure you could do the physical job of a firefighter. And then you complete the application, come to an info session. We'll give you more information about the particulars. That ends April 28th. And
Correct.
our academy starts on May the 14th.
We do concentrate on our people. We try to push them to be the best they can be, make them better leaders, make them better firefighters, make them better citizens, better people in the community. And a lot of our firefighters have not only they aren't necessarily career firefighters, but they have they're important in other aspects of their life, whether they're in their career, they're leaders in their jobs. We have people that own their own companies. We have people that are oil and gas engineers that work for Exxon. We have computer techs. We have all different kinds of people. So just because you're not a firefighter, you've never tried it before, this is a good time to sign up and try it. Put a little effort in. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you'll stick around and make some good friends. Make a second family, and be able to improve your life. One of the other good feelings besides being on an incident and helping people is when you see little kids, they're coming up to you and they want to talk to you. They want to see, of course, the big fire truck. They want to look at it. They want to look at your gear. And a lot of those kids, they'll treat you as something special, and it really feels good to do that.
It takes a special, special person to want to put in that kind of time and energy to be a public servant and to put their lives on the line to, as Mark said, run in when everyone else is running out. So thank you for joining us for our first edition of On the Front Lines with the
Thank
Spring
you.
Fire
Thank
Department.
you for inviting us.
I'm loving that we got to start with what I look at as the heart of the department, and that's that spirit of volunteerism, that's the spirit of public service. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.